I want to tell you a story, my story, not because I think it's extraordinary, but because just like you, I once thought I was ordinary. Until one moment, one act, changed everything. My name is Rayan, and this is how I discovered the power inside me. I was 27 when the world around me seemed to be crumbling. My small tailoring shop wasn't bringing in enough money. The neighborhood was changing, fancier shops were opening, and people no longer wanted simple designs stitched by someone like me. Rent was due, bills were piling up, and my mother's medicines were getting more expensive. I remember that summer well. The sky felt like it hadn't wept in months, and neither had I, even though I wanted to. I'd sit in the workshop alone, staring at the same unfinished suit for days. I had no inspiration, no motivation, just exhaustion. Everyone around me kept saying, "Try something else, Rayan. Maybe tailoring isn't for you anymore." But I couldn't let go. Not yet. It was all I had left from my father, who taught me how to stitch when I was a boy. Giving it up felt like tearing away the last piece of him. And then, something happened. Something small. But it changed everything. It was a Tuesday. I hadn't made a single sale in 2 weeks. I was closing the shop early when a young boy walked in, maybe 10 or 11. His shirt was too big, his slippers too small, and his eyes too hopeful. "Uncle," he said, "can you fix this?" He held out a torn school bag. The strap was ripped, and the zip was broken. I looked at the bag, then at him. I was tired, hungry, and in no mood to work for a few coins. But I asked, "Why this bag?" "It's too old. You could buy another." He shook his head. "It was my sister's. She passed away last year. It still smells like her. I don't want a new one. I just want this one back." There was silence. That moment was my umbrella moment. Just like the little girl in the story you heard, this boy had something I had lost. Faith. Not just in a higher power, but in people, in possibilities. I took the bag gently and said, "Come back in 2 days." I stayed up that night. I stitched the bag with extra care, added a new zip, reinforced the straps, and even sewed a tiny secret pocket inside it. When the boy returned and saw the bag, his eyes sparkled. "You made it better than before," he shouted. "Thank you, Uncle Rayan." And he hugged me. That hug, it broke something in me and built something else. For the first time in months, I felt useful, like I had done something that mattered, not for profit, not for attention, just one act, and it had changed me. That boy gave me more than any customer ever had. He gave me belief, the belief that maybe I wasn't done yet. I didn't go back to tailoring full-time immediately. I still needed to survive. So I worked at a local cafe part-time to make ends meet. But in the evenings, I reopened the shop, not for business, but for service. People started coming in, not just with clothes to stitch, but with things that held memories. An old jacket from a father who had passed, a doll from a daughter who moved away, a cap that belonged to someone's best friend. And I stitched, not for money, but for healing. Word spread. Some came just to talk. Some brought tea. Some brought their pain. I listened. I stitched. I mended. Not just things, but hearts. I realized something. When you give without expecting, the universe always gives back more than you imagine. One evening, a woman walked into my shop. She was dressed neatly, her posture straight, but her eyes were heavy. She sat down and placed a bundle of letters on the table. "These were my sons," she said softly. He served in the army, didn't return. She wanted me to stitch those letters into a quilt, one she could sleep with when the nights felt too long. It took me 5 nights, each letter stitched into place, each tear wiped away, each word handled like a fragile prayer. When I handed her the finished quilt, she clutched it to her chest and whispered, "Now, I feel like he's home again." That night, as I closed the shop, I looked up at the sky. It had rained, not heavily, just a soft drizzle, but enough. And I remembered the little girl with her umbrella in that story, how she believed it would rain, how she carried hope, even when the skies were dry. That's when I knew there's a power inside all of us, a power not based on position, wealth, or fame, but on belief, on kindness, on small acts. Today, things are better. I reopened my shop full-time, but it's more than a tailoring place now. It's a healing space. The name outside says, The Mendery, where things come back to life. I don't have a degree in psychology or therapy. I don't need one. I have thread, I have hands, and I have a heart that knows how to listen. Every stitch I make now carries a prayer, every customer, a story, and every time someone walks in with something broken, I see a piece of my old self, and a chance to restore not just their item, but their hope. If you're watching this and feel lost, tired, or ordinary, if the skies over your life have been dry for too long, remember this: one small act. That's all it takes. You don't need to change the world. Just touch one life, maybe your own. Believe that your prayers will be answered. But more importantly, act like they already have. Like the girl with the umbrella, like the boy with the bag, like the woman with the letters, like me. My name is Rayan, and this is how I discovered the power inside me.